Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to Playdate number 63. I have a feeling we might have a more intimate playdate today because for a couple reasons. First of all, the U.S. changed our clock, so we sprung forward, and I know other parts of the world have not yet. So I tried to put notices all over the place. Check your local time, make sure, because for example, over in the UK, I know Playdate is an hour earlier than normal today, and it will be that way next week, but then everybody, I think, gets synced back up again. I also wanted to say happy Mother's Day to everyone who is celebrating Mother's Day today. For us in the US, it doesn't happen for another couple of months, but to all you moms and all of your moms, if that makes sense, happy Mother's Day. All right, let's say some hellos. While I'm saying hi to folks, does anybody want to share any special Two of Cups epiphanies, moments, thoughts? Did it come up for you this week? Did you take your deck with you to talk to a friend? Did you do the activity? Let me know. But in the meantime, let me say hello to Elle. Oh, yes, and today is my 2-year channel anniversary. So lots of things happening all today. Plus, it was a new moon last night, but I didn't do my new moon stuff. So I am going to do it today. I said that on the full moon recently, and I didn't do it. So I need to stick to my guns today. All right. Thank you, Elle, for being the first one in and for the channelversary shout out. Hello, Jennifer Ball. So good to see you. And we have in here Antoinette, who might have to nip off and deliver the obligatory Mother's Day card. I completely understand, but it's nice to see you here. Then we have Patrice. Hello, Patrice. And Feline Fortuna finally making a play date. Is it because of the time change that you're able to make it? If so, I'm sorry when it reverts. All right, let me fix that just a little bit because you're going to want to be able to see cards later. And who else do we have in here? Regina Tarot. Hello, hello. Jonathan Daly. Aloha. Oh, then of course there it is. There it is. Oh, do you not change time zones in Hawaii? I guess you don't, Jonathan. All right, well, I'm glad you saw it as well. And then who else do we have in here? Spirit Healing Tarot. Hi, with the green hearts. I like that. And then what's the good question from Jenna? What did I miss? I think I missed something. I don't know. I'm already lost. Let's see. We have Pamela Ramsey in here. Sorry you were gone for your birthday week in Tahoe. Is that what BD means? Was it your birthday this week, Pamela? If so, happy birthday. Let's see. Tyken Light Moon is here. Hello, Maharet. Sea Cat. All right, we're filing in here. Shane could use a major today. Well, be careful what you wish for. You never know which one you're going to get with wishes like that. I miss you, Shane. I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Tarot Stash. Hey, Gerald, listening in while you make lunch. Hey, multitasking is the thing that I do when I watch YouTube. Kim Moon Whisper. Good morning, Kim. And there we go. Wandering Mountain Bardic Path. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. Queen Aset Hiru. Oh, you cried. It was an emotional week. It's all those cups. Well, I hope it gets better. And let's see. Thank you, Jonathan. I think, and did I see Jamie? Yeah, channelversary. Super exciting. Powell's Tarot Tent. Hello. And Old Love showed up. Oh, that's talk about a Two of Cups moment. Oh my gosh. And Fort. Hello. Good morning, Tammy Pie. And I'm almost to the bottom. Susan of Light and Shadow. Hello. Artsy Girl Marilyn. Time change. No sleep. Peaceful. Oh, yeah. I hear ya. And did I make, Spirit Wing. Hello. Pamela, 71 years young. Okay. Yeah, that is, 70 is like the new, 50 these days. So I think that's good, which means when I turn 50, that's the new 30, right? So feels like we have a bunch of new names in here. So maybe that's kind of the fun thing about having a time change. All right. So we have some new folks, I think, or at least new people who've popped up in the chat. And we have some folks who've been here for a while. And I know we're going to be missing some of our regular Playdaters because of the Mother's Day. So once again, if you missed my Mother's Day, shout out for those who are celebrating that today. Happy Mother's Day. And I think now it is time to get to some questions. So before we start and pull our card for the day, we want to gather a list of 5 questions, preferably typed in all caps so that I don't miss them. Artsy Girl Tarot, totally dating half my age. I still have not mustered up the whatever to do that. Although sometimes I think I should just get over myself and just, age is just a number, right? Anyway, sorry, before I go off on that rabbit trail, let's gather a list of 5 questions that we want our tarot card for this week to answer for us. And then that will also be the card, obviously, or then when we look at the cards from my alternative decks, like the additional 5 decks from my collection that I pulled. Okay, you guys. Okay, I have to take a moment to fess up. I am just having like a routine medical test, like scan done tomorrow. And so I'm not allowed to eat today. I'm on a liquid diet. And I am very much a fan of the eating, especially of eating breakfast, which I know a lot of people are not. So if I seem a little scattered and disoriented and like I have low blood sugar, that would be why. So just a heads up. I'm sorry. We'll make it a fun play date anyway. But okay, so Jenna Ball is showing you how it is done with what new things can we expect with the new moon. Let me see if I missed anybody else's questions. I don't think I did. I think that's my first one. So this is what we want to do. So that is question number 1. Thank you, Jenna. All right, Jennifer Balls, Witch House. And thanks for letting me kind of overshare, just so you understand why I'm super scattered today. But we're going to make this work with the new moon. Okay, thank you so much for that. All right, let's see. All right, this isn't in all caps, but I didn't miss it. So that's great. Thank you, Regina. How can we maximize the benefits of resources that are present for us? Oh, I love that. That's like taking gratitude to a whole new level. Okay, how can we maximize the benefits of resources that are present for us? That's great. All right, let's see what else we got here. Hi, Val. Welcome in. And Sheila, Inquisitive Tarot, hello. And okay. So we shouldn't talk about any food. You know, I don't know if it would help or hurt, actually. Maybe it would help. I can live vicariously through everybody else. You'll eat for me, Val. Thank you. Paul's Tarot Tent. I'm not quite sure if that's a question you're trying to ask. Oh, I almost missed Tammy Pies. How can we make our dreams come true? You know, I love that today for so many reasons. Because I've been thinking about dreams and plans a lot lately. All right, how can we make our dreams come true? I almost missed it, but I did not. Okay, scroll in. And then Anne, what weakness in our personality showing us might this card be? Oh, so what weakness in our personality might this card be showing us? Ooh, we're doing a little shadow work together today. I like it, Anne. Okay. Is it okay if I reframe it that way? I feel like I won't mess it up later. What weakness in our personality might this card be showing us? What can we learn? I love looking into that stuff. And then, no, let's not do, oh, here. Oh, wait, did I get this one already? I didn't get Jonathan's. I'm sorry if I missed any. I'm like, oh, wait. I got Spirit Wing here. Sorry, Jonathan, but I like this one here. Artsy Girl Marilyn, the new love. I want to make sure it's a little bit more to the collective. A lot of people might already have their love. But so I hope you don't mind. But this one here, I love this one from Spirit Song. How can we better manage uncertainty? There's always uncertainty in the world. And I want to make sure we get a new one. So Jonathan, thank you for bringing a question. Last week I was like pulling, I was like, come on guys, give me questions. So I like that we had so many to choose from today. How can we better manage uncertainty? Okay, I think that's a great mix of like positive and kind of well, I did that a couple weeks ago. I'm back. I left the studio for just a moment, but I'm back. Oh, Jen, it's going to be, I told you it was going to be one of those days. Did I not? All right. Okay, I think we got all of those. All right. Hi, Jackie. Welcome in. Oh, did I see a Wendy Norton in? Thank you. Hello. And I'm scrolling. Shane says, I like that question from Tammy Pie this week. I'm back. I'm sorry. Okay. I'll try to stay in the chat or in the stream, but at least with StreamYard, it just keeps going. And then I get to occasionally say thank you to you with my end banner that's all kind of ready to go. Hi, CCAT. Did I say hi to you yet? I don't know if I did. Okay, if I miss saying hi, welcome everyone. I'm shuffling. I'm asking questions. Yes, Jonathan, you are always so great about bringing questions in, which I very much appreciate. All right. So as I shuffle our ever shrinking deck today, we have from Jennifer Ball's Witch House, what new things can we expect with the new moon? From Regina Tarot, how can we maximize the benefits of resources that are present for us? Love that. From Tammy Pie, how can we make our dreams come true? From Anne, what weakness in our personality might this card be showing us? And from Spirit Song, how can we better manage uncertainty? We have a lot of expectations for this week's card, don't we? All right, let's give it we're going to try. There's not too many more riffle shuffles in this little deck here, but we're going to give it 2 little riffle shuffles and then we will pull our card. And we have, we're going to put away the 2 of Cups. Well, with so many questions, we have so many options. All right, you guys, we have the 7 of Cups. What are your kind of insta thoughts here? I'm going to pull up the chat. I'm also going to get out our melanated here. Could you hear the riffle, Shane? Isn't it soothing when you can hear that? Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you think? Are we happy to see this card? Are you worried about this card? Is this a stalker card for you? Thoughts. All right, and then I can't do this one-handed very well, but we're trying anyway. All right, I can do this. I've almost got it. If only I wouldn't pass it by. All right, here is our beautiful 7 of Cups from the melanated. Very similar, so we'll switch back and forth between these two. Shane, I've got some goals, and this doesn't help. Elle, didn't you pull this card today? I feel like this is a card you pulled today. Tammy Pie, be careful what you wish for. And then Feline, choices. Oh, yeah, it was, Elle. This was your action card for the day. So Shane, you know what I'm going to say, right? The tarot likes to challenge us. It likes to give us what we need and rather than so much what we want. And I yesterday was trying to get some seriously straight answers from the tarot yesterday. And it was stubborn. It said, no, you got to figure this shit out for yourself. So I think we'll get a little bit of that going on today. Oh, it's Wendy Norton's birthday. Well, happy birthday, Wendy. If everybody wants to give Wendy a nice little birthday shout out, that would be great. Thank you, Jenna, for bringing that to my attention. Let's see. Next time, Sheila. Did I miss something for this time? I probably did. Patrice says, yeah, this card fits. All right. I'm kind of scrolling backwards and forwards in the chat. So Spirit Wing says, shows the situation of finding change difficulty rather than answering it. Yes, it sure does. Aquarius owl. Be careful what you wish for. Hi, Debbie. Elle says, it helps me because we're going to talk about this card and she's going to have it all figured out by the end. That ghost looks more like a fire spirit with all like the red outline around it. Yeah, and we'll take a closer look at this card too. Spirit Healing Tarot. This always makes me think of shopping or wondering if I have too many cats yet. If you have to wonder, I mean, Jackie says procrastination. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at this. I can totally see that. Let's see here. Anne says confusion, possible boredom, causing us to indulge in fantasies. Oh, Kim, your happy birthday is so cute. Just a little birthday cake with a purple heart. Indecisiveness, says Feline. Yes. But I also look at this as like there are so many options, like all the things we could choose, and some good, maybe some not so good, right? Are we going to indulge in what's good for us? Are we going to be a little bit more sinful? Jonathan says the setting of the scene appears as if the man is dreaming because of the dream association. The Seven of Cups is a card of illusions and delusions. And each of the cups rises an image, each of which represents something the man desires and dreams of. Yeah. And it's, again, kind of what I was saying, too. It's like we have like a castle and a dragon and the snake and the wreath and the flowers. Like we have so much that we dream of and kind of spans the spectrum, which is going to be interesting because our questions, I felt, really kind of ran the gamut today, from kind of positive things to more shadowy things. So this might be just the perfect card for that. Jackie says prioritize. All right. One thing I've noticed today too is that my oh, no, maybe not too bad. Okay, I was like, my StreamYard chat was really stuck earlier today, but it seems like it's rolling for me again. So maybe what we should do with this particular card, just because of the card, let's take a closer look at it kind of right away, because what's in the cups, I think, is so kind of important to this particular card. Oh, that did look like a ghost, but now it's a person like with their hands out. I never really noticed what that top middle cup was, right? Somebody in like a sheet with their hands out. Interesting. And then we have kind of like the bust head of a woman there is what it looks like. The castle. Oh, that's not so much flowers as it is jewels and things. And the wreath and the dragon. And then this person going, what do I do? I don't know what to do. All right, I'll pull out the other one here in a second, but let me see what you guys have going on here in the chat. We haven't been going too long, Richard. Did the time change get you? I tried to warn, but Sheila says it's in the center and maybe should be the choice. Oh, I think the one under the cloth is glowing. Yeah, or maybe this is about here, like, is that something about the person themselves, right? Let's take a look at hopefully the lighting is a little better this week. I went to my old school lighting this week so that I don't have the glare issue I had last week. Jonathan says the esoteric title of the Seven of Cups is Lord of Illusionary Success. This explains that the Seven Cups show the misleading ideas of success. Ooh, interesting. Spirit Wing says, perhaps be discerning as to which aspect of change is worth looking at. Wendy, lots of choices, some unrealistic. Prioritize what is important and what you need, not what you want. Well, what fun is that? Wendy, very good practical advice. But, I mean, what if we want to have a little fun? Pamela, yay, forgot the time change. Yeah, I knew it was going to get folks this week. In fact, I'm surprised we have as many here as we do right now. Oh, the 7 deadly sins. Ooh, yeah. Another 7 number. Okay, people, let's see. Sneaking in, time change. I want to make sure I don't miss these comments. Emily, hello. Yes, the clocks. Okay, yeah, you're here and just barely late. We've just started talking about our card of the week. And happy Mom's Day to anyone who is celebrating today. I know, Emily, I know you're a mom, and anyone else who came in. Pamela says the dark figure and gray clouds suggest subconscious dream world. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely looking these cups are all surrounded by these fluffy clouds. I think it's going to be really fun to see what I have in these other decks too, the cards and how they represent this. Jonathan, the snake represents knowledge, wisdom, and possibly eternal life. The chalice covered by cloth represents the hidden or occult knowledge. The human face is for the desire of a romantic companion. Oh, so that's dreaming of love. Okay. Are you getting these from the book, Jonathan, or is this just coming out of your head this week? Because I know Simon will often use the Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite-Smith and pull out some of the symbols for us, but he's not here today because he's visiting his mom. Too many chocolates to choose from today, says Wendy. Oh, there are worse problems. Oh, did you miss the part where I said I'm on a fasting diet today because of a medical scan that I have to get done. So I'm on a liquid diet, no food today. So if you talk chocolate and I start salivating, you will understand why. Yeah, sometimes having fun is what you need. Yes, Shane. Let's see, Paul, try them and then you'll know. Just give everything a try. You got to taste test all those cups, right? Elle says, come to terms with the shadows of the past in order to reach your goals. Putting your head in the clouds and ignoring the here and now, becoming a shadow of one's true self. Ooh, yeah. If we live up in the clouds too much and we lose our grip on reality and practicality, then are we actually accomplishing anything? Tarot Stash. Gerald, I see the 7 deadly sins as a challenge. I'm going to do them all. Got to catch them all. Oh, no. Pokemon reference? What is wrong with me? I told you what's wrong with me. Okay. Jonathan, the tower represents structure and home. The treasure is for wealth and prosperity. The laurel wreath is for fame, victory, and acclaim. Lastly, the dragon is for power and dominance. So all those different symbols. Thank you for that, Jonathan. I appreciate that very much. Susan of Light and Shadow. Today, this card stands for which deck should I buy? You might be onto something there, Susan. I know. No, it's not Mother's Day here in the US, but it is Mother's Day in the UK. And is it also in like Australia, New Zealand? Is it Mother's Day there and anywhere else that it might be? Hi, Corvin. Well, I was going to say it's an hour earlier, but it's not for us, except for the times did change. Oh, Emily will take a look at the book for us too. Did I miss Butterfly Moore coming in? If I did, hello, sorry about that. Elle has the book too. Oh, I think we're good on the book this week, Jonathan, but thank you. I think we've got a couple folks that have it now, or at least I know Elle does. The book. For anybody who doesn't know, when we're talking about this book, I know people ask a lot of the time. Let me switch back to our Rider-Waite, but we're talking about the Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. So if we come in here to the 7 of Cups, where's the 7? There it is. Actually, where was the entire cup suit? So we're looking at all the different symbols and what those might mean. So this is a fun one probably for this book because this card is like nothing but symbols to dive into. Okay, moving on. Anne says the figure ghost is the enigma and mystery which reside in each person from the book. Oh, very cool. And then also Emily says the shrouded figure refers to the, you guys are on the same page, Anne and Emily. A precious trait that will come to light if you pursue personal development. Oh, I'm always in pursuit of personal development, which probably makes sense for this card. Okay, go have food with the family. Thanks for stopping in, Emily. It was nice to see you. Like I said, I expected that today with Mom's Day going on. All right. Any other thoughts, symbols that we want to dive into before we start getting into looking at our alternative cards and questions, all of that good stuff? Do you, just out of curiosity, when you see this card, do you typically see it as a positive thing or a negative thing? Does it overwhelm you? Or do you think, oh, so many choices? I tend to go that way, but I can also totally see this as a card of overwhelm when you're trying to figure something out specifically. Yeah, it's a good one, Sheila, especially like I said, it really does focus on all the different symbols in the cards. Although sometimes it comes up with some real different meanings than what we've seen in some of the other tarot books. Elle says the dark figure. You can see yourself as the figure. Your task is to distinguish between worthwhile and worthless desires. So again, don't chase the stuff that maybe is like sometimes the things that we go after, right? Immediate gratification versus long-term rewards. And we can get so much more if we're patient and we go after the things that are more worthwhile. But if we get impatient, we go after the easy wins. Sometimes we get something for a moment, but then it's a bit of a flash in the pan and then it's gone. Jonathan, the man in this card is a dreamer, and without any concrete plans, his dreams won't materialize. Illusionary success refers to the idea that there is a false perception of what we have actually accomplished. Butterfly Moore says, I feel overwhelmed when I see this. Spirit Healing Tarot says, negative shadow self, so prominent to me. So answering my question that I was asking a little bit. Yep, 7 of Cups, Antoinette. Tammy Pie says, I never draw this card. I do tell the client they need to narrow their choices when I draw it in a reading. So you never have that. Maybe you just don't have an issue with making decisions, Tamara. L, the clouds in this card recognize and claim one's personal assets. Affirm what's your own. Those dreams are waiting to find a home. Ooh, Aquarius L sees this as wishful thinking. Ooh, I like that. And definitely as an overwhelming card. And I say definitely because of the capitals in that. Antoinette, jack of all trades, master of none, too many pots on the go. Knowing what others are thinking of you. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at that. And false illusions lead us astray. They can, right? If we don't get some kind of root or foot in reality. Jonathan says they are in the delusion that they may actually possess the images in the cups. Illusionary success can also represent the things we desire as signs that we are successful, right? And if we predefine success and stick it in a box and think, okay, that's the only thing that means we're successful, boy, are we setting ourselves up for disappointment, aren't we? So Elle says the crown of laurels, victory and death. The cup also bears the image of a skull. The world and 6 of wands also has laurels. Oh my gosh. Meaning the world card and the 6 of wands in the tarot. Gotcha. Jonathan, fame, money, and power are illusions and not true forms of success. Well, some people think that they are, right? But then are they truly happy? I had a friend from my youth who I cared about, but he was so stuck on earning money, leaving a legacy for his children, that he literally worked probably 100-hour weeks, easy, was never home, was always traveling. He amassed quite a bit of wealth and probably still is, never saw his children, and was extremely unhappy whenever I talked to him. And I looked at that and I thought, yeah, no, money's not all it's cracked up to be. Not if you have to get it like that. Antoinette says, what do you truly want to achieve? Focus needed. Yeah. Sheila, I'm glad we're discussing this card. Yeah, it's a tricky one sometimes. So Elle says the head in the cup can represent beauty and eternal youth, warning against vanity. Oh, that's interesting. The head invites you to face yourself and accept yourself as you are. Oh, I like that meaning. And then the dragon, George the Dragon Skater. In Chinese tradition, it can be a bringer of luck. You too possess extraordinary powers. Love that. Secret desires indulge. Yeah, that could be that too. I'm going to get a little sip of my coffee. At least I'm allowed to drink that. Okay. Am I missing anything? Oh, Elle's got some more for us here. So the castle, tower, or the castle or the tower were here. Protection, home, security, ivory tower, out of touch with reality, which is what a lot of people are just kind of getting from the overall meaning of this card as well. Anne says, I feel it's a card of weakness and delusion. OMG, I sound so negative. Okay, wait, Anne, isn't your question? Oh, this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun when we get to your question. Chris, welcome. I tried posting everywhere. Watch the time. It's in the title. I posted it on Instagram. I did everything I could, but it's nice to see you in here. All right, Elle says, the treasure, the jewelry, inner and outer riches, true values, personal power, and brilliance. Jonathan, in theme with all the sevens, dealing with soul searching and isolation, the Seven of Cups is searching for his path in life. What does he desire most? What path does he want to follow? And Pal, I really like the number 7. You know, I think 7 is like a lot of people's number. I still don't know what my number is, but I think it's an even number. I mean, stands to reason, right? Lori Kramer, hello. Found us. At least you guys are finding us before we're done. That's nice. So Elle says snakes, lie patterns of behavior and instincts. Okay, so I know, Elle, you've covered the head, I think the person, the snake, the castle. Oh, we haven't covered, is it just the jewels left? Is that the only one you have left from the book, Elle? No pressure. No pressure. We'll wait. Let's see. Sheila says, oops, it's a number in almost everyone's birthday in my family except for one. Oh, that's interesting. And then Jonathan says, it's my number because I was born on the 7th of September. See, I was born on an even number too. I was born on the 16th. Yeah, interesting. My sister, Nicole, she says that she likes everything to be odd numbers. And I realize that I like everything to be even numbers, except for sometimes in decorating. I like the theory of threes in decorating, but I do like my even numbers. Jessica Reed, hello. From dreams to reality, time to make a choice and make it happen, but it can be a difficult choice. Stop daydreaming and start acting. Okay, Shane, are you listening? Is that maybe helpful? We did the jewels already. Did I read it out loud? Have I mentioned no food today? Okay. Chris says the Netflix card for today. I see. Overwhelmed by choice. It's like you spend more time trying to choose than actually watching the thing. Oh my gosh, I have spent an hour. I could have watched like a movie sometimes or film by the time I finish scrolling through Netflix to figure out what I want to watch. I like the new feature they have, but it only works on some devices and televisions where you can just say, pick something for me and it'll pick something from your list to play. I haven't actually tried it yet, but it's intriguing. It's an intriguing idea. Patrice says, I like 8, very balanced. I'll share it with you. That's the number I had in my head, Patrice, but I was afraid to commit to it, but I think 8's the number. So thanks. I kind of like that idea. Let's see. Odd for decorating mostly. Yeah, because otherwise it looks a little too placed, I think, and it looks a little more organic when you have odd numbers. All right, Jessica, with our 7, having your head in the clouds and tackling the ability to take action. Shane says, give me a quick rundown. I was dealing with the dogs. Oh, I just liked that one particular comment that somebody had. It's like, okay, you have to actually make an effort to make the choice. Oh, here it was stop daydreaming and start acting that Jessica said. I thought that might be helpful since you were looking for some direction. Feline says, my number is 9, born on the 27th, and my birthday card is the Hermit. Always had a connection to 9 well before I knew anything about numerology or the tarot. Oh, that's interesting. I know I say that's interesting all the time, but it is. I always mean it when I say it. Jessica says, ground yourself and find direction. Jonathan, that was Patrice saying hi to Richard. The challenge is that everything is so tantalizing that he wants it all. Another challenge here is the possibility of procrastination and laziness. Yeah, I feel like one of the very first words that somebody said in connection with this card was procrastination. I'm like, oh, I never think about it like that, but I totally see it. Okay, so shall we start looking at some of the alternative cards? I might try not to go as long with Playdate, but I say that every week. What am I saying? All right, so the first one is going to be very different. I am quite sure, because my first alternate deck for today is the Tarot of the Crown. I apologize for those who don't have it and want it, because there was a limited print run here recently, but I think it's out of stock again. Butterfly Moore said, as it's a cups, maybe listen to what your heart says rather than overthinking the choice. I think that's really an important aspect of this card. This is not about like brain work, is it? It is about like the heart and the gut and the instincts and the emotions attached to the decision. Good point. All right, we're going to get the Two of Cups, and I do have the little book handy. Oh, this card totally grabbed, no, not Two of Cups. That was last week, John. Oh, this one. I got this card not too long ago, and it really threw me. So I will read to you from the book, but look at this. All right, so you probably all like, what the heck am I looking at? Corbin says, I just used this deck last night. I love it so much. Yeah, it took me forever to really want it. And Elle kept telling me, but the book is so good. And now I really love this deck. And I really like to pull it out when I want to go deep with something. The man becomes disabled and coming down from his dreamlike state that he does nothing and stays in this state of mind. So hence the procrastination, right? Bye, Wendy. Thanks for coming by. So, oh, Shane, you see it as ships. Like, so those ships have yet to sail. Interesting. This one is the Tarot of the Crown by Ellen Lorenzi Prince. So here is what it says about this particular card. 6 goddess figurines, their generative powers emphasized as a cup of wine or blood, are contained within a similar greater vessel. In the 7 of Cups, feeling explodes in many directions at once. Feeling explodes in many directions at once, and desire intoxicates your soul. You have come to the realm of fantasy. Your wildest dreams are calling. Confusion is at hand, along with impossible beauty. Potency and potential and mystery surround you. So even though we're seeing a really different image, we can see the connection to the Rider-Waite-Smith version of this card, right? You can do more with it than paint yourself lovely, but teasing illusions. You can do more with it than paint yourself lovely, but teasing illusions. That's a very poetic statement. I'll have to think on that. Seek the vision that speaks to your whole heart. Right? So just like somebody was just saying, like rather than thinking about it with your head, thinking about it from the heart. So what do you guys think here? I'm going to catch up on the chat here. Jonathan had said, with this in mind, there may be an association with mind-altering substances that provide you an escape from reality. There are other things that can aid you in escaping reality that are less harmful. I find it so interesting, Shane, because these are like, she says in the book that these are goddess symbols, but you saw them as ships that haven't sailed yet. And I think that's a totally valid thing that came to mind for you. Gerald says, it is always important to spend time dreaming before starting a new project. That's when new ideas show up. We have to balance dreams and action. Absolutely. More cups? Ugh. Oh, come on. Are you guys stuck on this one, or is my chat stuck? Oh, I think you guys are stuck. What do you think about this particular image? Or do we want to get straight to the question? Any thoughts? Does anybody see anything? Oh, in this particular deck too, color is really important. So she has very specific color associations with the cards. So let me read those to you as well. So purple, the life force is magic, the path of the soul through time, deep power. And then red, the life force is lust, passion, blood, strength. So doesn't that just like scream creativity at you? So just another thing to be thinking about when you're looking at this particular version of the card. Elle says, ooh, or a seed pod thing and leaves. Jonathan says, I find it interesting that in this image, 6 of the cups are held inside the 7th cup. Yeah, it's like everything is kind of contained within this one vessel. I just read the book, Jackie. I don't know how much of this is a StreamYard delay too. Anne says, the image just looks like blobs to me. Can't read into this card. So think of them as little goddesses and all the potential and magic, right? Spirit Healing Taylor said, I was just about to say, I like the color. Yeah, the colors are super important in this particular deck. Okay, I'm going to read just one more thing for you to help us out here. So Corbin, you say you like this deck. I don't know if you're near your keyboard, but is there anything that jumps out for you with this card as well? So once again, in the 7 of Cups, feeling explodes in many directions at once, and desire intoxicates your soul. You have come to the realm of fantasy. Your wildest dreams are calling. Yeah. Did someone already say aliens? No, it does look like little aliens, though. I totally get that. Oh, you see hips. Oh, interesting. No goddess I've ever seen before. Does this not look like those little goddess figurines that kind of have like the little wrapping? No? All right, let's get to the question. I don't know why I'm challenging you guys so hard today. The first question from Jennifer Ball was, what new things can we expect with the new moon? What new things can we expect with the new moon? Oh, they do look like nesting dolls, Elle. That's true. Chris says, it's like we're too zoomed in to a point where we can't see what we are looking at. Are we maybe too close emotionally to a situation to discern what WTF is going on and what the way forward is? Oh, interesting. I like that. Corbin says, oh, I see. I see a torso with wide hips, like abstract goddesses. Yeah, so like here, right? Wait, which finger? There we go. Yeah, so the hips. Yeah, I totally see what you're saying there. So you think about what new things, but where are their heads? They're shrouded. Think of them like maybe wrapped up in a blanket. That's a red head poking out. Reminds me of the movie WALL-E. Those would be some ugly dolls. Oh my gosh. Antoinette, not feeling this card. It looks like purple blobs. So default meaning to me. All right, let's go to the default meaning. So this particular card, but if we think about, especially coming at it from the heart and from our passions, what new things can we expect with the new moon? Maybe we're going to feel a ton of inspiration. We're going to have a lot of ideas coming to us, a lot of thoughts sort of vying for our attention. And it doesn't say how we're going to deal with that necessarily, but it's saying be prepared during this next new moon cycle or right around now when it's the new moon. Do you feel like you have a lot of ideas or thoughts coming to you? Are you not sure which way to kind of direct your creative energy? That to me is something that this card could help answer. But what do you guys think? And we can expect aliens. See, Corbin sees it like I do, like they're cloaked. Yeah. Corbin says, I just pulled the Fool from this deck last night, and it looks like the cloaked figure in that card, too, just in a different position. So there's some consistency and some themes in the deck. Jessica says, try not to be indecisive or idealistic with the new moon. Oh, I like that, too. Hey, Deanne, your first play date ever. Well, welcome. Thanks for crashing. We won't tell. Oh, shh. Patrice, not deciding with the mind, thus the heads are not important. Embodying the choice. I like that. Way to embrace kind of the physical aspects of this card. Catherine. Hi, Catherine. The red reminds me of glasses with very little wine in each one. Oh, isn't that sad? Yeah, it's just like, looks like a little bit of wine left in each glass, but going all the way down to the stem, right? Is that kind of how you see it? Elle says it symbolizes new beginnings. People use the energy of a new moon to achieve their goals or start on a new project. They also reflect on their old goals and set themselves new ones. Jenna, infinite possibilities. Choose your fate. Yes. I think that's a great thing to be thinking about the new moon, like all of the options and opportunities and choices. Try not to get overwhelmed. We know Anne often sees this as a card of overwhelm. Antoinette says, with the new moon being in Pisces, intuition and life lessons are going to be at the forefront of the decisions that we choose to make. So choose wisely. See, you guys are rolling with this. Feline, narrow your choices, maybe finally understanding what is of importance and what you no longer need. Expect to do a lot of paperwork and writing, Powell? I mean, that feels very logic-minded, but okay, yeah. there could be a lot of paperwork for the things that you want to do. All right, I won't torture you guys too much longer with this one, but hopefully, Jenna, we gave you some good food for thought there on that question. And then Chris said, when you think you've got the answer, you've only just scratched the surface. Go deeper, deeper, deeper. This is the feeling the new moon will bring. Yes, especially with the darkness of it. We have to look for that light, don't we? Spirit Healing Tarot says, this card from this deck I like better and see it as a positive field with creativity card. Yes. I do too. Like it's to me, I think a lot of it has to do with the colors and those associations with this particular card. So maybe that's why it kind of yells that creativity and passion at me. All right, let's pull the next one. All right, so we're going to come back a little closer to home and to probably what we're familiar with. I have the Adorable Delos Tarot, second edition. Christmas gift from Miss L, who's here in the chat. And let's see if we can find our 7 of Cups. All right, so this is probably not going to offer a lot. And I debated about putting this one in as these are the backs, by the way. That's cute. I debated putting this one in because it's such a clone of the RWS, but let's take a nice close-up look for you. Focus. It's shiny, so it doesn't want to focus. There we go. Now that's a little bit different take on the kind of the shrouded figure, isn't it? And the head. And then we just have one big giant ruby looking gem there. We have a little less shadow on our figure here. So this is really cute. Mighty Mouse. Hello. That's a new play date name for me. Lori says, isn't the new moon good for letting go of things also? Maybe let go of some things that don't serve us any longer. I think it's always good to look at those opportunities. I tend to see the way that I practice, the full moon is when I do a lot of releasing and letting go, and the new moon is when I'm manifesting and thinking about the things that I want to bring into my life. But I know that there are many different ways to work with the moon. Deanne said, this card is so me. I thought, I'll listen to Jen and clean my tarot room, but here I am about to edge a deck. Why am I like this? You know, because sometimes edging a deck is more fun than cleaning. And I know because I cleaned up my entire garage yesterday. That's it. Putting away the deck to clean. Okay. You do it, Deanne. I support your choice. Okay, let's see. Hoodie instead of a shroud. Yes, that's what I was kind of noticing as well. Patrice, that little blue guy looks menacing. Does he? I think he looks so cute. It reminds me of like, focus. There we go. Yeah, I can't tell if it's a little guy or a little girl or a little anything, but it's, you know, it's just like, oh, just looking at just a sad face. See a sad face. White Tree Tarot, hello. I forgot the clock changing part. Hey, it just means you were trying to be here early, which I very much appreciate. Elle says, a spiky dragon hoodie. To be your own dragon. Ride that fire energy. Hell yeah, Elle. You tell it. All right, let's get straight to the question on this one because there isn't a lot that's different from our original RWS. So from Regina Tarot, how can we maximize the benefits of resources that are present for us? Do you feel like the tarot is just answering that so literally right now? That little blue devil figure is cute, right? That little dragon is like super cute. Not the blue. Oh, you meant this one. Oh, not the little sad one. Yeah. Yeah, he does look menacing. Okay, I'm with you now, Patrice. Took me a minute. Mighty Mouse says, I read my cards from Sacred Spirit and I got Kundalini Rising, which also deals with the snake. So funny you pulled that card. Recurring themes. Here we go. So how do you think you would answer this question? How can we maximize the benefits of resources that are present for us? Maybe step one is being able to see the resources that are present for us, right? A lot of times we can get very tunnel vision and maybe we don't allow ourselves to dream and see all of the options that we have available to us. So to maximize those resources, we have to be able to see them in the first place, right? And maybe it's also being open to receiving, right? Even the things that might seem like they might not be the options we would first pick, being open to receiving those things can also allow us to take greater or recognize them as the opportunities that they might actually be. Those are some of my initial thoughts. Tarot trainee, hello. Look at the love around you. People close. They may be full of surprises. Oh, I like that too. Think like a rich person, plenty for all. As long as the rich person thinks like that, not everyone does. Some people get a little miserly, but if we recognize that there is enough to go around, that can definitely be a good thing. Elle says, pull them all into one basket. It's all within one cloud. So kind of like here, we had everybody in one particular vessel, right? Whereas in the original, there are loads of clouds, lots of thoughts floating around. Oh, I see what you're saying. So here the cloud seems more connected and contained, whereas here it seems like they're floating a little separately. Okay, I get what you're saying there, Elle. Jessica says, looking at our current resources instead of trying to look for outside resources. So kind of recognizing what's right in front of our face. Chris, by looking at each of your options, not just within your logical brain, but this is cups, so pay attention to how you feel. Yes, definitely bringing the heart back into it. Val says, valuing the familiar and looking deeper at them. Butterfly More, think about the best order in which to make use of the opportunities to maximize their potential, right? So it's like you don't have to just choose one thing, but maybe prioritize them in the order that will provide the most benefit. Is that kind of what you mean? Jonathan says, use the Seven of Cups as a source of motivation as it shows what can come true if you plan. Yeah, embrace that Two of Wands from a couple of weeks ago, and now we have a recipe for some real potential success. Dan said, very good point, Chris. I often forget about the emotional aspect of this card. Yeah, sometimes it can be real easy because we see all these things in these cups, right? So it can be real easy to sort of kind of root it in like a pentacles type way, right? An earthy way, but it is remembering that it's heart-based. And also it's not swordsy. Simon, you made it. I totally didn't think you would. So it's nice to see you. Okay. I feel like we did a pretty good job answering that question with this card. And by we, I mean all of you, because I'm brain dead. Thank you very much. Let me get another sip of coffee. At least that'll help. Caffeine with no food in you, special combination. Okay, let's see. How shall I challenge you now? Let's go for this one. The Alice Tarot by Baba Studios. So our Alice in Wonderland fans, I'm really counting on you because I left the book way over there. I could run and get it if we really need it, but I feel like there's probably enough fans of the story in here that you guys got me, right? And why do I feel like the Alice in Wonderland Tarot is going to be like the perfect one for this? Yeah, we don't need no stinking book. We got this. White Tree Tarot, idea of shopping your own tarot shelves comes to mind. Oh, I like that too. Yeah, like kind of looking at it with sort of fresh eyes, fresh heart, fresh perspective, and being able to kind of take in the wonder of it again, right? I love these backs. They're so pretty. So here is our Alice Tarot. Let's see if we can get a little focus on her. There we go. So now she looks happy. So we have all these kind of flower heads. This is when she's in this garden and she's all shrunk down, it looks like. I don't know the story super well, which is why I also made sure to get the guidebook for this deck that I haven't hardly worked with at all yet. Let's see, Elle had said with the 7 of Wands, it's protecting and defending what you've manifested or wanting to manifest. So with the cups, it's about embracing and being open to what you've manifested or wanting to manifest. Oh, I love that, Elle. That's a great contrast there with that card. Okay. Any initial thoughts on this one? Such a beautiful deck. Yes, it is so pretty. What do we think about, like, I want to take special note of maybe like the expressions on the flowers' faces. Everybody looks pretty happy. Some of them look a little sly and mischievous. Oh, that one looks a little bit sad. Oh, look, baby faces. Those are cute. Richard, that is creepy. Fair. I mean, I can see why you would say that. All right, I'm checking to see if maybe, yep, my StreamYard chat is just a little bit behind here. Emily says, it reminds me of opium and the idea that the flowers are hypnotic. I think they are deceptive for sure. So, ooh, be careful not to get deceived by all the shiny, right? A lot of times we're like, ooh, pretty. And we don't realize that maybe there's thorns or poison or something else attached to it, right? Fleeing, being made small, she's in awe of the beauty around her. She's able to see things from a new perspective and a new appreciation. That's true too. You know, this is why I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I recently brought into my collection a deck for wonder walking, and I don't intend to use it for divination. I wanted to use it to help me become more aware when I'm out in nature or out on a walk in my neighborhood with my dog. Like, I want to bring awareness to seeing things from kind of a fresh perspective to help bring that wonder into my everyday life, right? Her guides. Oh, that's an interesting way to look at that as well. Like maybe they're guiding her along. Okay. She's a weed. Oh, they do see her as a weed in the story, don't they? I forgot about that. So she is the weed amongst all this beauty. Don't be a weed would be the advice, right? Okay. Any other thoughts? Bye, Val. Thanks for being here. Let's bring on our third question. I know I'm kind of moving fairly quickly today, but I don't want to make you, like, I don't know, struggle too long with any particular card. Emily had said, yes, I think the 7 of Cups speaks to the many stimuli amongst us now in social media and online. It feels like there's always temptation and more to explore, but it's not always what we need. And it can distract us from our priorities and become that procrastination tool we talked about earlier. Jessica said, I feel like she is looking up and may miss what is right in front of her. True, right? She could just be about to trip over her feet, a root, something. White Tree Tarot, the idea behind this card, all those flowers, were giving Alice so many advice and opinions, she got confused. Thank you for bringing some of the story into it for us. Oh, and then Patrice said too, becoming confused by listening too much to others, having all sorts of contradictory information given to you, considering your options from a new, unconventional perspective. That's great. Thank you. Oh no, IT problems are never fun, Spirit Wing. Chris had said all the flowers are different and they seem to be reacting to Alice in their own way, different feelings towards the same stimulus. When we grow from stability in the emotional realm, this is something we need to navigate. It's part of coming into emotional maturity, taking into account the complexity of the feelings of others. Oh, you guys are bringing so much stuff. That StreamYard delay, I tell you. Yes, it's a good, totally represent all of those tarot decks and the fear of missing out decks. When we all desperately searching for the one, but it doesn't really exist. Yes, sometimes that can be the case, especially if we expect one to be the one, right? So, getting to our question here from Tammy Pie, how can we make our dreams come true? So, how would you answer that using this particular card if you can? So, how can we make our dreams come true? And right away, I'm going to go to that, the meaning from the book, right? And all those outside voices. Maybe it's we have to tune out the voices of other people and their expectations and their opinions. Our dreams are ours for a reason, right? And if we listen to what other people are saying, then we start to second guess ourselves. Should I be doing this? Is this the right thing? Am I the right person to bring whatever this is into fruition, right? So we have to tune out all of that noise and stay focused on our dream because it's valid. If it's your dream, it's valid, right? So that's something that kind of comes to mind for me right away. Yes, Jessica, saying so much more succinctly what I was trying to say. Stop listening to others and focus on what you want. Yes, yes, yes. Jonathan, don't look outside yourself for your answers. You'll end up with too many opinions. You'll have to compare to your inner voice, and that inner voice can get drowned out by those opinions. And then Patrice said, don't forget this aspect of it. We need to consider all possibilities and choose from our heart. So one of the challenges that I've really put forth for myself this year is allowing myself to dream without immediately shutting down the ideas, like going back to like old school brainstorming. No idea is a bad idea. Don't judge it. Don't try to solve it. Don't analyze it. Just get it out there. Allow myself to think it. And that, I think, is what this card represents for me a lot, is just allow yourself to dream of all the possibilities. So for me, maybe this could represent like letting all of my inner voices shout out their ideas, and then I'll deal with it later, you know? Spirit Wing, thank you for coming. Butterfly More, look at all the options. The original way you thought it might happen may not be the right choice. So it might be that the plan you set in motion may not exactly go the way you want. I totally get that. Feel it. What makes your heart sing? Yes, Antoinette. Hi, Lori. White Tree Tarot, good part. In the Alice story, she finally got her thoughts together and got valuable information out of all this chatter or chat. So listen carefully and some good advice will come up. So if she can kind of tune out the wrong noises and wrong voices, the voices that aren't speaking maybe for her better interests, tune into the right ones. Patrice says, we have to dream it first to create it. Believe in our own dreams and create from our heart's desires. Yes. All right. Any other thoughts before I put this one down and we move on to the next? But hopefully, I don't know if Tammy Pie is still here, but hopefully we've provided some decent options to answer this question. In the meantime, another sip of coffee for me. Okay, so we're going to go from one aspect of nature to another with the Brady Tarot. Haven't pulled this deck out in a while, I feel like. This is an animal-themed deck. Ooh. Oh, you guys brought some thoughts. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. So back to this one. Maybe a controversial opinion that some don't agree with, but I feel that our own voice can be so confused that we don't know what we want, even if we think we really want what we think we wanted. Now I'm confused, Emily, but I think I get where you're going with that. Chris, by striking that balance between accepting that nurturing and sometimes much needed guidance from others, but not being too overwhelmed and led astray by other self-interested opinions. So finding that good balance between listening to other voices and listening to your own heart. Oh, may not be what we really do want. Okay, there was a continuation. Now I get it, Emily. Elle says, everything started as an idea. Every success, every manifestation, all began as a simple idea. Very good point. And then Butterfly Moorhead said, look at it from a different perspective. Emily says, only by trusting our journey and allowing ourselves to explore do we learn what we really want. Yes, yes, yes. And Corbin's happy with the deck choices today. I'm so glad. Okay, so we have, oh no. Oh, these are the cups. Okay. I had to remember. So this has keywords on it. So we'll take a look at it. Oh boy, might need the book on this. Let's get where's the book? Look in the book. We're going to need it. I know this for sure. All right, let me put that over there. Okie doke. So here, this is the second edition of the Brady Tarot. So it doesn't have the white borders on it. And Queen of Set Hero had said, this card reminds me of the indecision with my Libra friends. I may be helping them with decisions this week. You saying us Libras don't know how to make decisions? You are not wrong. You are not wrong. Yes, it's going to be the odd breach card, Chris. So I'm going to need some help with this one. We're going to get it from the book for sure. So here is focus. There we go. So we have like these animal carvings, pouring the cups from one to the other to the other. But then we have some outlying critters. We have a snake hanging out over there. Different feelings maybe. Oh, and then we have, what, a frog? Was that a salamander maybe? I don't know what the heck that thing that looks like a lizard is hung up on that. There's a lot going on in this card. Why did you think I'd pass this deck on? I don't know. I haven't worked with it enough. This one challenges me. This card would be a very good example as to why this deck challenges me, but I think it's beautiful. I struggle with animal decks sometimes. So I'm trying to find the Cupsy suit here, not roots. Okay, hold on. I got to put this down. This is a little book, so it's hard to flip through. Roots, arrows, horns. That's right. Suit of horns. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Chris. I'm going straight for the book on this one. Okay, so the Seven of Horns, breach. I'm going to get straight to the meaning. Actually, let's see. The wonderful details of this card, and at the same time, a looming sense of danger, give it a greater complexity than many Seven of Cups cards. Yes, it does. I agree. The emphasis lies in fantasies and daydreams, but there is a genuine crisis here. The beavers need to wake up and recognize it. Oh, is their dam being undone from underneath? Is that perhaps what is happening? I know that's not focusing very well. Someone's fantasies may lead them away from reality. Neglect of duties or signs of danger can create a crisis that might have been avoided. Emmy writes, now is not the time to be distracted by new ideas. Okay, so that's what the breach is, right? So there's kind of a threat to our reality. Despite the need to pay attention to a problem before it becomes a crisis, this is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. The ladles, each one different, represent myths, fantasies, and big ideas. The first ladle, raven-shaped, symbolizes daring feats and big ideas. The second shows a wolf, symbol of fear. The third displays a beaver carved into the handle, a connection to the dreaming beavers above. Poppies grow from it. Next comes a sockeye salmon and its brilliant spring color, symbol of sexual fantasies and obsessions. The fifth ladle displays multiple eyes carved into the bottom, with a northwest garden snake emerging from the bowl. Together, the eyes and snake evoke esoteric knowledge and psychic abilities. Whew. Okay, I'm going to read the rest just because there was so much going on in this card. Next, we see a ladle shaped like a loon. Loons seem to float over water and so evoke a fantasy of effortless control of our lives and environment. Finally, a frog and two salamanders jump from the bottom ladle. They symbolize a fantasy of escape, the ability to just leap away from our problems. All of this may seem delightful, but in fact, beavers need to maintain their dams. Water leaks from 3 weak points at the top and becomes stronger as it goes along until it spills into the rising waters below. The beavers need to wake up and protect what they have made. Okay, so does that help? Let's see what you guys think while I read some of the comments that have been happening while it was story time there. Emily says, I have a Libra friend who is so intelligent and talented and fantastic and like a role model for me, but sometimes she gets so doubtful. I'm like, you've got this, sweetie. She's a gem. Okay, well, you tell her we think so too. Butterfly more. Interesting that they are all connected with liquid flowing, different from regular RWS, right, where they're all like individual. Feline says your choices have a ripple effect. One idea affects the next and so on. Kind of a confusing card. Hopefully the story helped a little bit. Elle says germinate your dreams, nurture, nourish, and sustain them until they're ready to go out into the world. From the womb to the world. Ooh. Yeah, so the breach is what is happening while we are in the Seven of Cups daydream. I gotcha. Yeah, I feel like the book was really, really helpful with this particular card. This is reminding me that I need to use this deck more. I think what's interesting is as we looked at this card, we were so busy looking at the cups, and partially because that's kind of where I started to show it to you. I didn't really come down here and focus on those beavers that are sleeping up there, right? Because the cups draw our eye, and that's maybe the point, right? The cups are distracting us from what it is that we're supposed to be doing or we're supposed to be minding. All right, let's see what our fourth question is from Anne. Oh, could this not be more perfect? Like, seriously, what weakness in our personality might this card be showing us? So now that you know what it means, the breach here, I mean, what weakness in our personality might this card be showing us? Perhaps we are not paying attention to the things that we should be because we're focused on all this other stuff that's going on, right? So maybe we're losing some focus. Emily says, I love this depiction and meaning. All right, I'm going to give you guys a second to stew on it and for StreamYard chat to catch up to me. Gossip monger. Emily says, temptation, distraction, avoidance. Yes, right? So again, we're too busy sleeping. Maybe we're dreaming too, right? We're kind of resting, we're dreaming, and we have to continue to maintain the things that sustain us, right? We need to make sure we are taking care of our needs for our shelter, our home life, right? So we can dream, but just don't lose sight of the things that we need to take care of in the meantime. I'm just repeating myself. I'm really just stalling until I can get your chat up in here. Let's see here. Patrice, what are we missing while our attention is diverted? Yes. If we don't pay attention, that levee may break. Emily says, since COVID, I've lost my motivation for my day job, which I really enjoy. So it's a battle to ensure I'm not procrastinating, etc. Hi, Robin. Yep, Seven of Cups. Regina says, this is too confusing, hard, challenging. I'm going to take a nap and hope it goes away reaction. Yeah, it's like, oh, there's so much going on, and yet the holes are just going to get bigger and bigger. So we're just delaying dealing with the inevitable. And then it's probably just going to get worse. Anne says, this totally answers my question, not to take our eyes off the ball. Yes. So we might be feeling like we want to get distracted. We want to daydream. We want to look out the window. We don't want to focus on what we need to focus on. But, you know, I mean, it's good to dream, but not in a way that distracts us from living. Jonathan says it represents an overly optimistic way of thinking, wishful thinking. There are no real solid foundations for what you are creating or planning. Make your decisions realistically. Yeah, I appreciate that you kind of gave us that question because, I feel like that really was a perfect, this was a perfect deck to answer it. Patrice said, personally, I can easily get distracted by shiny objects, like that next deck. Do you know what deck is next? Do you know what deck? Oh, you mean like that next deck, whatever that next deck is going to be. I was like, Patrice, how did you know? I get you. Yeah, and a lot of us say, it's like we love to collect decks, which I do, right? I love the variety. I love the options. I love my Seven of Cups versions of the tarot. But I also want to make sure I'm devoting time to those that I really want to connect with. And I don't want to miss those opportunities because I'm too busy looking for the next deck. Chris says, procrastination, putting things off, and the risks that come with all those things. When the emotional dreamer within you overshadows the practical sense of duty, we need to actually survive. Yeah, like take care of your basic needs while you're dreaming. and then everything will be fine. All right, we've got one more. This will probably be another challenging one, but why should I take it easy on you? I mean, these are all randomly selected. We've only got, I think, right now, I think 2 more play dates before we recycle back through my collection, unless I bring in a bunch of new decks, which could happen. You never know. Pamela said spending too much time daydreaming on possibilities rather than focusing on the necessary things in front of us. Yes. And then Chris said, this is basically what happens when the black horse in the chariot overpowers the white horse. Oh, yeah. All right, we have the gorgeous Dust to Onyx, which I will pull out that book as well because I'm sure that will be helpful. And let's see. Oh, Gourds is the cup suit in this deck. Let's get the 7. Oh, this is pretty. Oh, interesting. Okay. Again, my favorite word, interesting. These are the backs, by the way. So this is a fully melanated deck. If you haven't seen this deck, it is freaking gorgeous. So let's get real close, and then I'm going to pull it away because I think that's going to be important. So here we have kind of all these different faces. Very photorealistic here. Wait, it's the same person. Is that the same face in different wigs, or is that different faces? No, different faces. And then if you pull it back, you start to see the face on this side of the card, don't you? But you might miss it if you're looking too closely at all of these. Okay, I want to read from the book for this one. Dust to Onyx. Yee! I'm obsessed with this deck. Oh, you got this when you saw me unbox it. Yeah, I did a special tarot diaries on this one because it needed to be worked with before I even attempted to talk about it, because I really wanted to dive more into it. And there's still so much to uncover with this deck. So we have the staffs. Here we go. 7 of Gourds. Okay, big magic. The face is the big magic, ready to pick its person. Yeah, Elle. So here, life is all about choices, and there are times when we may become overwhelmed by having too many of them to evaluate. We may find ourselves giving into escapism as a way of coping, or simply going for whatever selfish desires we want to fill despite the consequences. On the other hand, we may find our dream worlds and imagination are full of possibilities. Ideas are flooding in, a rush of feelings rise to the surface. It is up to us to mediate and discern what is real. The 7 of Gourds is a challenge to ground ourselves and filter through what life has presented us to ensure we stay the course towards our soul and purpose. In the 7 of Gourds, we see a cascade of calabashes with a variety of brightly colored figured heads as stoppers. Oh, like I don't know what a calabash is, but those heads are like stopping up those things. That's Vaughn drinking his water in case you wonder what that weird sound is. Calabash and horn medicine containers traditionally have wooden carved figurehead stoppers to increase the potency of the substances within. They can represent ancestors or deities. Thank you, Vaughn. Evoked to charge the substances for specific use. Here we have 7 heads, each with its own energy and personality. What is the intent and change over the substance? Is it something that is meant to bring healing and abundance, erotic pleasures, or is it something deliciously toxic but ultimately poisonous? These are the qualities that may arise, or questions that may arise when faced with the confusion and illusion of the 7 of Gourds. So there's more advice in here, but isn't that like gorgeous? All right, let's see what you guys think here. Yeah, Dust to Onyx. Oh, I totally thought you guys were chatting, chatting away. But I love how she describes this card. I just think it's amazing. Ooh, yes, thank you for putting a link to that, Elle. Chris says, I've never been drawn to this deck, but the card is beautifully done. I was very, very I've always been drawn to the deck, but I was very much intimidated by it. So let's go ahead. Oh my gosh, see, I think I'm moving all slow. Let's go ahead and move straight to Spirit Song's question, although I think Spirit Song may have left us. How can we better manage uncertainty? We picked all decks for you today, Corvin. How can we better manage uncertainty? And like, does it feel like these questions were made for this particular card this week? I'm thinking, because I feel like I just want to kind of give the same answers that I have before, and I want to be a little bit more creative than that. Jenna, I'm still intimidated by it. I hear you. It has its moments. So thinking about all of the different possibilities, some of them good for us, some of us not. Maybe some of managing the uncertainty is recognizing that we are never going to truly know the outcome. Sometimes we just have to take a risk, right? We're going to have to see what's behind door number 1 or door number 2. We go into it with as much information as we can kind of gather, but also with a spirit of adventure and recognizing that oftentimes reward does not come without some level of risk. Oh, did I have somebody sneak in who missed the time zone? Elizabeth, why am I not seeing Elizabeth in my StreamYard chat? That's really interesting. Oh, there she is. 7 of Cups today. No, I didn't change the time. Queen Osset Hero says, so manage uncertainty by not overthinking and following my heart. I love that. Yes, yes, yes. Patrice, maybe we need to embrace our uncertainty and give our options time to present themselves fully before we rush to make a decision. Oh, I like that. Thank you, Jenna. my rambling no food thoughts. Emily says, can we pick something safe and joyful that we know for the moment? Can we schedule 15 minutes to tackle our fear about whatever it might be, and then put it aside and spend some time nourishing ourselves with what we love? A funny show, a good book we love, etc. Let's see, did I miss anything else? Yeah, this is not an inexpensive deck. She does have a smaller version or a travel version that's a little bit, quite a bit actually less expensive, but I love the big, beautiful guidebook in the big version. I have to admit. Oh, you'll have to watch it tomorrow. I'm sorry you missed it, Elizabeth. I tried to post all over the place about the time change, but Emily said, give ourselves something we know will calm us. And then Jonathan, don't get caught up in choice paralysis. Yeah, analysis paralysis, right? Sometimes it's better to just pick a path and move forward. You can always change paths if you need to. True, right? We don't always have to finish what we start. If you start reading a book and you don't like it, you can put it down and read the other one, right? Because we know we all have a pile of books to read. Emily says, Sunday nights in years gone by, this is a practice I have done a lot. It's about comfort. So is this, Emily, something that you do to manage uncertainty? Like it's just to get yourself in kind of the right frame of mind? Any other thoughts on this question before we start talking about 7 of Cups reversed? I think this card is really about embracing all of the different, again, the potential, the options. And if we're concerned, if we are uncertain, then trusting our gut and trusting our heart and making sure that we're doing things for the right reasons oftentimes can also help. Emily says, my dad always says, if you have a worry and you can do something about it, then do it. If you can't do anything, leave it. It can be a difficult thing to do though, can't it? All right. I've challenged you all today, but you're doing amazing. All right. So let's talk about when the 7 of Cups, and we will talk about it briefly, when the 7 of Cups is in a blocked or reversed position. Now, if you don't read reversals, then when it shows up in a reading as something that is like, don't do this thing, or is it a shadow that's present? Or even earlier a little bit, we had kind of a question that was sort of embracing the shadow element of this card, I think. So to me, this is where we really dive into that overwhelm and shadowy aspect of it, right? I feel like that's probably more intensified, and maybe we're not trusting ourselves to make the decision, and we really do sit in that place of analysis paralysis, Those are things that come to mind for me when I see this card reversed right away. Bye, Antoinette. Thank you for being here. And then Emily was still kind of responding to the last bit. Yes, so hard. Uncertainty for me has come up a lot with anxiety as a child. And what really helps sometimes is the distraction, if it is loving and nourishing for the self, like watching the funny. I get that. And then Chris was still answering the last question too, by pushing yourself outside your comfort zone and looking at the situation from a different point of view that you wouldn't otherwise have done. So that was in response to how can we better manage uncertainty. Anne says, when this is reversed, there are no options left to choose from. Yeah, they all fell out of the cups. We got nothing left. We spent way too much time trying to decide, and all of our options disappeared. Have you not had that happen before, where you're trying to decide, trying to pick, and then suddenly none of the options are available to you anymore? So we have to be careful about that. We might miss our opportunities. Inability to decide, lost in our overwhelm. Jonathan, reverse, this can represent delusions and imagination running wild. You may become paralyzed by options or choices in front of you. You lose touch with what is real and immerse yourself in fantasy. Queen Aset Hiru says, when I get the reverse, the decision has been made. Lisa Dom, hi. Were you also a victim of the time change here in the US? Emily, it's not pushing it away and ignoring it. It's just recognizing when we're not feeling strong enough to tackle it, allowing ourselves to take time to rest and facing the fears later in the morning. So kind of back to your point from the previous question. Butterfly Moore, stop procrastinating and just choose. Okay, you've been dreaming about this forever. You gotta pick something at some point, right? All right, any other reversal thoughts? Emily says, I think reversed, it's overwhelm and exhaustion as well as denial. Ooh, denial is a good point too, right? And could it be that we're just refusing to see anything good? You look at it, you've got all these options, it's like, I don't see any options. What do you mean there are things and choices available to me, right? So sometimes I think it can be that as well. Total emotional confusion, overwhelmed, yes. Oh no, you had a meltdown yesterday, Lisa. 7 of Cups reversed. Play a hand in that, perhaps? I'm so sorry. Okay, let's talk about our activity for the week, shall we? And then I'll send you on your way. All right. I will, as always, I will be sure to put this in the description box below this video, and then I will also post it in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group. Oh, this should be kind of a fun activity, I think, if I do say so myself. So our 7 of Cups activity this week is called So Many Dreams. So write down 7 dreams, goals, wishes, etc., whatever is applicable to you. Now go through your deck and find the card that most represents each one of your dreams, goals, wishes. So you go out and pull the cards that would sort of be sitting in each of these cups, right? Shuffle those cards and then pull one to see which goal, wish you might want to think about first or give attention to. So if you're really having a hard time deciding, let the tarot help you decide. What do you think about that? Okay, let me come back to the chat. There it is. 7 dreams. Yes, Emily. Thank you, Jonathan. I've survived the hunger fog. It's only going to get worse as the day progresses, so it's a good thing that Playdate is early. All right. Any thoughts on the activity? Anything before I wish you all a wonderful, again, happy Mother's Day to those who are celebrating it today. Not here in the U.S. Don't panic, U.S. moms or daughters or sons or however you identify if you have a mother. All right. I think I'm just going to send you on your way. Thank you all for being here. For those who maybe missed it due to the time change, I'm so sorry. I did try to warn, but the replay is here, right? Or it will be soon with the chat. And I will see you all next week for Tarot Playdate number 64 next week. 64. I really got to get going on what future Tarot Playdate looks like. All right, my friends, I'm sending lots and lots of love. Mwah. Bye.